What's up guys, FlamingVictini here, and we're back for another SPL game. This time we've got GeeMick versus EOG. GeeMick is rocking the double Bulu plus the Magnezone, Metagross as well with the Magnezone, which is also a very nice core, double steel, very nice. Rotom and Lando, general, standard pivots, get up your rocks, check some attackers, get your threatening mons in, and EO is going to be using a very fat team with Slowbro, Tapu Fini, and Tornadus. I mean, even Heatran, probably max HP, max speed. Lando could be bulky, could be Scarf. It could also be Double Dance, because that's such a dangerous set. Magnezone is probably there to support Landorus, so I'm thinking that it might be Double Dance Landorus, just because that Magnezone is there. Otherwise, usually teams aren't super pressed for... Oh, the Magnezone might be for Ferrothorn, that way he is Slowbro and his Tapu Fini can break through, possibly Calm Mind users, maybe even both of them, maybe just one. We'll have to see, but definitely interesting how he's rocking that double water, double regen, Tran, Mag, Lando type of thing. And GeeMick is definitely looking to break EO's team with those Tapus. So looking at the matchup, Tapu Lele can be really dangerous if it's not choice locked. If it's choice locked, I feel like EO has methods to play around it, just because he has Slowbro, Torn, and Tran and Magnezone. But if it's not choice locked, that Tapu Fini can get really dangerous, especially with a Calm Mindset, Psychium, or Mind Play. It can get really dangerous. And Tapu Bulu also looks quite dangerous if you can just play around that Heatran and that Tornadus. So we do see EO lead with this Torn, a very good, solid lead. Can take on most things, outspeed a lot of stuff, knock stuff off. And we see GeeMick lead with his Landorus, which is most definitely his rocker. I highly doubt he would run Rocks, Metagross, or anything like that. So, there we see a Hurricane, and that's, oh wow, that's an AV Torn, but that Hurricane did a lot. And GeeMick just goes for a knockoff, removes that AV from Torn, so perhaps looking to break with Tapu Lele, the fact that he prioritized that knockoff, but he definitely probably does not want to lose his Landers right now. Most likely going to see a switch to Rotom. I'd say from GeeMick, because I would switch to Rotom. If I was EO, I would heavily consider just knocking off right here if he has it, which he most likely does, because Lando should knock off and most likely does not have edge. Its other moves are most likely EQ, U-turn, and rocks, so you're not even especially threatened by that Lando, and you can catch that Rotom on the switch with the knock, which is really nice. He does actually go to Metagross, so you don't actually knock the Rotom, and this is actually, I actually like Metagross kind of. I think that's an interesting play. You have room to Pursuit if you're choosing to run that, or you can just fire off a hit. The problem with Metagross is that Slowbro is just sitting there and it's saying, throw your moves at me, I'm gonna take them with ease. So, versus that Slowbro, he really needs his Tapu Bulu to beat it. If his Magnezone is specs, that helps a lot, but even Rotom technically can't beat it, can just whittle it down a lot. And the thing with Tapu Bulu is that EO's sit and chill with a Tran and a Torn, so he definitely wants to try to do something to get rid of that Tran. Superpower on the switch, perhaps. Definitely wants to do something to try to get rid of that, weaken that Torn at least. He doesn't need to really get rid of it, because grassy terrain Woodhammer would do a ton, but he definitely wants to get up rocks. That way Torn is not just switching in, regenning freely, dancing around that thing. So there we see the Pursuit, and oh, it's a knockout. That is great. That is really nice for GeeMick. Dang, I didn't expect that Pursuit to kill. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't expect that to kill, but that was pretty impressive. I actually want to calc that, but oh my god. Dang, I didn't expect Pursuit. Yeah, let's just calc that. Metagross versus Tornadus. What is that bulk on Tornadus? Pursuit, 80 BP. And wow, I guess that was a roll. And that was I don't like that Tornadus. Like, how much did it do? 56. Oh, I don't really like EO's Tornado spread in that case, because that means he's just not running HP, and GeeMick got a high roll, or he's running a hasty nature, which I really disagree with. And you should really be running a lot of bulk on that Torn, but I guess the fact that the Hurricane did so much and the Knock did so much meant that EO was taking a more offensive approach with Assault Vest Tornadus. I kind of disagree with that play. with that team building choice, and it really hurts him right now to have that Torn go down to the Pursuit. The way he brought in Metagross, it seemed like his only purpose would be to Pursuit anyway, otherwise he would definitely go to Rotom to try to get the momentum, unless you were really worried about losing your lefties, which I kind of doubted GeeMick would be. When Metagross does nothing when that Slowbro is around. So it definitely seemed like it was also very highly likely to be Pursuit. So if Eo had Heat Wave, he might have wanted to try to go for that, but he probably didn't. So, especially since he has Magnezone and Heatran, so that's probably why that play worked out so well for GeeMick. Here we see GeeMick withdraw his Metagross for his Rotom, Eo withdraws his Landorus for his Heatran. I don't really understand, Tapu Bulu. He must have been trying to predict Tapu Bulu to want to come in on that Landorus and really trying to limit, its, damaging potential, but that does not work out for Eo at all. I definitely think Rotom was GeeMick's best play, just the most overall consistent choice. It's a real pain in the ass for Eo to dance around its Volt Switches, it's throwing out, like, it's just such a pain to deal with. He doesn't really have a way to stop Rotom from gaining a ton of momentum, and that just makes his Tapus even more dangerous. This Heatran is probably the most important Mon on Eo's team, it really is. What are the chances that this Heatran is Boom Doom? It seems like he's scouting it. Oh, there's a Magma Storm miss. Oh, God. That sucks for Eo. I mean, we know that's just the trade-off from using Heatran. Bloom Doom, Magma Storm, Heatran is a really good set. Magma Storm misses is the trade-off. That's just how it is. Like, 75% accuracy is really bad, but at the same time, the trapping is so powerful. It's basically like, oh my god, the Pursuit, that was great. Now I really like that play, making the most out of this Metagross that he possibly can, really. But definitely that Magma Storm miss really hurts Eo. That really hurts, but that's part of the risk of using Magma Storm. So you can't just expect to hit every single one, so hopefully he doesn't miss too many in the future, because that Heatran's definitely most likely going to be able to fire off several others, but we shall see what happens. GeeMick 60 seconds, quickly clicks that Rotom, as Slowbro switches out for the Heatran, so it's possible that Eo is purposefully putting, it's over, it's over. Oh god. Yeah, I think this is pretty much over though. I don't see anything Eo can do. I think he had to Bloom Doom correctly, otherwise he'd just go down. That is assuming he has Bloom Doom, which he most likely does, but oh gosh. Yeah, that mispredict and the Hydro Pump just taking out the Heatran kind of just seals the deal. This is just a really uphill climb for Eo. Is there any way for him out? Even if he hit that Magma Storm on Metagross, I think that maybe there's a chance for a fast FlamingVictini plus Slowbro to somehow tough it out. But now it's just really just over. He goes to Lando on the Magnezone, and we see Thunderbolt. Yeah, this is kind of destruction. GeeMick's kind of just rolling through Eo. He's really in a dominating position. We do see a U-turn right there, trying to be a little predictive. Eo just stays in with that zone, so maybe GeeMick... I don't get that play. I don't think that there was any need for him to U-turn. His goal should be to force out the Magnezone and then get the momentum by going to Tapu Bulu on the Lando. I think that should be his goal. This Magnezone definitely is the biggest threat, but Eo just flash cannons. It would have been great to see Thunderbolt right there. I think that would be the best play, but now Eo just loses that advantage of having switched out, of having stayed in on the U-turn. This is, yeah. As long as GeeMick doesn't, like, choke horribly or like timeout or something. This is looking to be very solidly Eo's game. There we see a crit T-Bolt doing absolutely nothing. GeeMick might even... How much health is this Lando at? Full? Full. So yeah, he can definitely try to do some pain split shenanigans. Definitely. That crit only helps GeeMick, I'd say, just because of pain split, but I'm trying to think if there's any way for Eo to get out of this, and I just don't see it. Yeah, I just don't see it. Yeah, this game is kind of a snack wrap. I'm just gonna stop talking because there's really not much more to say. Well, we'll see. If anything interesting happens this turn, I'll keep it going. Otherwise, I'm just gonna stop talking and fast forward through the rest of the game. Maybe pop in a few more words at the end, and yeah, that's gonna be it. And yeah, okay, we're gonna do that. So yeah, if I don't say anything more, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Alright, so I just want to jump in and say that I do think DD Lando definitely had a potential to win, especially if Eo was able to preserve his Heatran and not lose it to the Rotom like that. and really wear down that Bulu. It kind of depends on his Lando set, but with Magnezone, I could expect it to be a Flynium Lando, especially since he has double waters, that Calm Mind Slowbro. It might have been a Flynium Lando, which is why GeeMick switched out his Bulu earlier when it was +2 and it got intimidated down to +1. There was no reason to risk getting Oak right there and then losing to Calm Mind's Mega Slowbro or something like that, but so that's why GeeMick played this really safely. I think at the end he risked that Scald Burn, and if he got that Scald Burn, I think Eo had a chance to set up and win. I do think that the what's it called, the Magma Storm miss on Metagross, I do think that actually mattered significantly, because if all Eo was able to do was kill that Tapu Lele, he could have won. He could outrun everything afterwards and just be a lot more free in how he goes about things. Whereas when Metagross is around, it gives GeeMick one extra tool just to take down the DD Lando, and also it was throwing around this Pursuits, which proved to be quite annoying, especially to that Magnezone, whose health was important. So I think that Magma Storm miss might have played a role. Obviously, GeeMick ended this game with dominating 6-0, but it's not just the numbers. I think Eo had a small chance in this game that maybe was taken away by not making the best sequence. That crit, well, Hornleech probably to a KO'd Life Orb, Hornleech and Grassy Terrain probably to a KO'd an offensive Lando, but it's still a big risk. Imagine just missing every move with your Rotom. Let's say you can't hit a single Wisp, you can't hit a single Pump. If your Tapu Bulu is dead and the Lando gets RP'd to that Metagross and Tapu Lele can't kill it, Scarf Magnezone can't kill it, then, and Lando is just setup fodder, that Lando, Eo's Double Dance Lando could have potentially won, perhaps with some luck, maybe requiring some misses from that Rotom, but it could have won. So I think maybe there was perhaps even better ways to play this game. I'm not really sure the best way to stop Eo from setting up his Lando when Tapu Lele is kind of forced out by that Slowbro. I guess the best method would be to get a Volt Switch on somehow, and even in that case you would force Eo to try to go for like Wisp, Pump missing or stuff, so I wouldn't really want to do that. So I do think going for Bulu was the best way to try to take down that Lando, but I think definitely there was a little bit of help from RNG that helped GeeMick, but I think that most importantly, that Bloom Droom Tran, which I'm actually, it might not be Bloom Doom Tran. Wait. Okay, so one thing I just realized is that the Tran or the Lando has the Z move, but it can't be both. So it could be that Lando is just Double Dance with no Z move, or Tran is just, it might have been Power Herb Solar Beam Heatran. That's a possibility. It's definitely significantly weaker and harder to pull off, but Z Lando is really quite dangerous. I'm not really sure, but definitely this game started looking up for GeeMick ever since that Tornadus got Pursuit Trapped, and that Tapu Bulu started killing things, that Heatran got knocked out by the Pump. That was the biggest part. I feel like that point was just the major turning point of the game. And it was pretty smooth sailing for GeeMick. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that game. It was quite an interesting one with some cool teams. And I'll see you guys later.